Hi everybody, Keith Jones behind the binoculars here for Preakness Saturday. We're going to take a look at the Preakness Stakes coming later today, of course, from Baltimore. Should be a sloppy racetrack at Pimlico this afternoon. A field of 8 going postward, and I think there are two standouts here. There, of course, are Justify and Good Magic, and I think those two will probably be running 1-2. And the way I'm going to bet the race, I think I'm going to put those two on top, and I'm going to put them in either position just in case Good Magic is able to upset Justify today. So I'm going to use those two on the top of my trifectas and then try to find something underneath to finish third. And of course, you can't spread yourself too thin. With the two favorites running first and second, you're not going to get big prices on the bottom, so you're going to have to take a stand with somebody, and I'm going to put two horses underneath. Now, the horses to consider, of course, are Quip, Lone Sailor, Sporting Chance, Diamond King, Tenfold, and Bravazzo. And I think the two horses of those two that have the most chance to improve are number 1, Quip, and number 6, Tenfold. Now, Quip was eligible to run in the Kentucky Derby, but the connections decided to skip the Derby and prepare the horse for the Preakness. And he also has common ownership with Justify, and we expect Justify to run up front. So with the common ownership, I don't think there's any way that Quip's intentions will be to go out and press Justify early. So from that inside post position that Quip is going to draw, and with the fact that we expect him to take back, he should get a good trip. And he will be the fresh horse in here again. They were preparing him for this. His two earlier races were both pretty solid. He won the Tampa Bay Derby off the layoff coming from 2 to 3 and put up a decent buyer figure at 94 that day, and then came back in the slow running Arkansas Derby. Was not going to beat Magnum Moon that day, but did hold on for second and put up a 94 on the 92 on the buyer scale. So his numbers are right there, and with the freshness coming into the race, and again getting that good trip, and should be a little bit just off the pace today from the inside, a chance to move forward, I'm going to use Quip as one of my two horses for third. The other one I'm going to try is number 6, Tenfold, who will be the bigger of the two prices. Tenfold is another horse that has an opportunity to improve. He was also coming out at that Arkansas Derby, was pretty much 3 wide throughout. It was only the third race of his career, and he has a chance to move forward, of course, for Hall of Fame trainer Steve Asmussen. Now, Lone Sailor and Bravazzo are going to get some attention coming out of the Kentucky Derby. Now, Lone Sailor is a horse that, as I watch him go further and further, he doesn't seem to want to add that, get that added distance. When you go back to his race at the fairgrounds, he had every chance to win that day. Was actually in front of Noble Indy in the earlier part of that stretch, but he allowed Noble Indy to come back on the inside and beat him that day. He just doesn't seem to have he's a good late runner, but he doesn't seem to have that extra kick as the distance gets farther. So I don't like Lone Sailor here. Bravazzo's going to get some money today from that outside post because he did have did run a decent race in the Kentucky Derby, but again, he's not the fresh horse. He lost an awful lot of ground in the Kentucky Derby and still finished a decent 8th. But nonetheless, again, he's not the fresh horse in here, and we kind of know what he is. I think both Quip and Tenfold have an opportunity to step forward. So the way I'm going to play the race, I'm going to play Good Magic and Justify 1-2 on top, and maybe hope that Good Magic can upset Justify to help the price. And then I'm going to put Quip and Tenfold at the bottom of my trifectas and take a shot with that today in the Preakness Stakes.